Okay, I think this video is so incredibly important to share. Here are Druze and Christians in Syria that are chanting, "We want Israel." They want to be part of Israel. Here is the video. And so it goes. Here's the thing. I will explain it very simply for those who don't understand something very, very simple. Being alive versus stupid ideologies. Like, it's a beautiful idea. Unified Syria. Very beautiful idea. How about I suggest a better idea? Being alive. It's so easy to sit overseas and be like, "Oh my God, Israel wants to take over, blah, blah, blah." And then be like, it makes sense to genocide all of the Druze and the Christians in Syria. If that's what it takes to remove rebel groups who don't want to be part of Syria, because that's the narrative now, then giving them a chance to stay alive by letting them have access to Israeli resources and help, to have a way to break the siege on Sueda, which they are under siege right now. No water, no food. Jordan is putting them under siege because as far as they're concerned, they could all go to, where the infidels go to in Islam. Same with Syria, whatever that is. Was never a real country anyway. Something made up by the French. Would they care to see them all go? No. Would the West care to see them all go? No, they wouldn't. Because it's not about empathy and it's not about human life. There is only one thing they care about. Hate, revenge, making others miserable to compensate for their own miserable, pathetic life. And for those who say, "No, I genuinely care." Well, if you genuinely cared about anything or anyone, you would have cared about those who really need their voices heard. Those in Sudan, those in Afghanistan, those in so many places that nobody cares about. And yet, you care about the integrity of Syria more than the people who live there. You care about Gazans staying in Gaza under a brutal regime that there are reporters who claim had, listen closely now, shot 50,000 people. 50,000 people by themselves. Gazans who tried to bypass the Hamas mechanism. What happened to them? Well, the lucky ones, allegedly 50,000 or so, lost limbs. That's what happens when you go against Hamas. Others were split into half, and so on and so on. I would stop here. What about people in North Korea? Why they don't get any aid? Why nobody is parachuting anything into North Korea? Are these not people? Do they not deserve to live? Are their conditions any better than the imagined conditions that people try to portray the Gazans go through and suffer through? What about Iran, that is under self-imposed blockage. There is no internet. They're offline. They're in the dark. They cannot even report the fact that there are cities that are now without water, ground that is sinking, buildings that are cracking, agriculture that is collapsing. They are standing in line to get a bottle of water. Does anyone bother talking about them? Are they getting any aid parachuted? Why is it that you can use images from Pakistan and Yemen and claim that they're from Gaza? And it's so easy to debunk. Just a moment, just reading the first comment saying, hey, that's my cousin who has a sickness in Pakistan, with a timestamp and the same photo to prove it. And yet, they don't care about the kids in Yemen. They don't care about the people of Iran, or North Korea, or Sudan, or the Christians in Nigeria, or anything, or anyone. They're looking to burn the world. They're looking to bring it down. And they pretend they care about something. They don't. Their hate is bottomless. Their vengeance, pitiless. And their corruption, infinite. And those who are like, oh my God, that can't be true. It's my cousin that is like that. Well, your cousin is a drug addict, because this is like drugs. It breaks the brain. It breaks the mind. It alters personalities. And the sweet little cousin that I used to have, they're not sweet anymore. They're addicts. And addicts would steal, would lie, would do anything for another round of virtue signaling, of feeling good with themselves, and worst of all, of scratching just a little bit more that itch they have, that, tells them to hate, that itch they have to see the world burn. They need this little bit of satisfaction, just this little scratch, and getting the satisfaction of seeing the people, other people, suffer. Jews especially. Why are the Jews so rich? Why are you guys so happy when we are miserable and pathetic? So you deserve it. They don't care about anything. And those who don't understand it, the depth and the evilness and the addiction their relatives and friends had fallen into, they would take you down with them, because they're addicts, and that's what addicts do. Well, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and please consider supporting this channel by going to PayPal, Patreon, Buy Me Coffee, whatever works for you. There is also an option to have like a super thanks here in the comments. Without your support, I cannot keep going. And you want me to keep going because, I don't know, somebody has to say something about the things that are happening and to tell you the truth. No matter how much it hurts, you have to understand the situation we're at. All right. Thank you for being here. See you later.